Branding really matters, and a lot of the companies here today have got a worldwide known branding. And I think it's important to associate your brand with equality, diversity, so that it's an integral part of who you are and how you do business. So when people see your brand, they automatically associate you with inclusive practices. Um, I think that the outcomes that we want to achieve is a diverse workforce: men, women, LGBTQ, disabled, black people, Asian people, mixed people, whatever. Of course, in e-commerce, people want to make money, and that's the beauty of diversity and e-commerce, is that the more diverse you are as a company, the more creative and innovative the ideas will be to generate money, but also in looking for solutions to problems. People who think outside of the box, if everybody looks the same, has come from the same background, they're probably going to come up with the same ideas. So a diverse team usually means diverse, inclusive, creative solutions and business opportunities. Diversity and inclusion training today should really be inclusive of everybody. Historically, diversity training has been about Black people, about Asian people, about disability, sexual orientation, etc. Um, and I think we made an error in that approach. We were right to focus on those protected groups, but we should also include white heterosexual people who also have equality challenges. It might have to do with cost of living, might have to do with carer responsibilities, tragic issues like if you look at the suicide rate, men are 3 times more likely to commit suicide. If we broaden what we mean by inclusion and who's included, we're going to get greater buy-in from people who historically didn't identify with the diversity agenda. We're also going to find ourselves with really strong allies charting our way forward in unison rather than to have an us and them approach. So so those are the basics, I think, for modern equality diversity training. But also, I think we should also make sure that the basics are in place. Dignity in the workplace could be as simple as saying hello to somebody, asking how somebody is, making sure that as well as saying hello to the chief executive when she or he walks past you in the corridor, that you also give the same respect to the receptionist and the cleaner so that everybody is included. Because, a cleaner who's not aware of inclusion could leave a bucket somewhere where somebody who's disabled won't be able to access. So I think that it's important to respect everybody and really mean it. And the best training of all is role modeling the behavior that you want to see in other people. Within our organizational bubbles, that means the chief executive, the lead manager, she or he, you know, role models the behavior. Um, but that leader also has a responsibility, in my view, to cascade that learning and that role modeling throughout the organization, but also when they come to events like this, to role model the inclusive, respectful behavior and sow the seeds of EDI with other organizations who perhaps currently are not seeing this as a priority. So we have a responsibility internally and externally. And to me, that is the best training, is to lead by example and ask people to follow you. Rather, inspire people to follow you. The way that leaders can diversify and be more inclusive, especially with regard to decision-making processes, um, is simply to widen your table and the people who you're talking to. include the cleaner, include the receptionist, think outside of the box, and you're probably going to find ideas that you hadn't thought of. And I think it's important with decision making. In the United Kingdom, we've got something called equality impact assessments, which help us to make sure that the decisions that we're making and the projects that we're leading on are truly inclusive. When we carry out those equality impact assessment really matters. So, for example, if I'm a leader, I've got the resources cake. That's when I need to do an equality impact assessment before I divide up the cake and give a slice that's too small for part of my business to properly utilize without redundancies and losses, etc. So when we do those impact assessments really matter, and the essence of it is when we're making those initial key decisions at that stage. This event is itself very diverse, so it's clear that you've reached out to a cross range of people. I hope that I can add value to what you're already doing. Congratulations to Savant for doing what you do, how you do it, and I hope to be invited to future events.